Has anyone provided a proof of God's inexistence? Not even close. Has quantum cosmology explained the emergence of the universe or why it is here? Not even close. Have the sciences explained why our universe seems to be fine-tuned to allow for the existence of life? Not even close. Are physicists and biologists willing to believe in anything so long as it is not religious thought? Close enough. Has rationalism in moral thought provided us with an understanding of what is good, what is right, and what is moral? Not close enough. Has secularism in the terrible 20th century been a force for the good? Not even close to being close. Is there a narrow and oppressive orthodoxy of thought and opinion within the sciences? Close enough. Does anything in the sciences or in their philosophy justify the claim that religious belief is irrational? Not even in the ballpark. Is scientific atheism a frivolous exercise in intellectual contempt? Dead on. Now that's Berlinski. He's not trying to make a case for any religion. He says, I'm not there. I'm an agnostic. I'm a skeptic. He said, but when the sciences move into this terrain with the autocracy and the arrogance of a single scientific vision for all of reality, they are moving beyond the purview of science and are becoming very unscientific at that point. And this other gentleman, looked at a kind of a scientific single vision for life too, is going to explain it all, although he had studied philosophy. And he went on to say, he said, I love these two guys. I love Sanj and I love Jared. I said, wait a minute. What scientific theory defines love for you? You have just made a philosophical assertion, not a scientific assertion. Is there any objective point of reference for the definition of love? These are metaphysical propositions. And Michael Polanyi, the great philosopher of science, in his life work called Personal Knowledge, which was a required text in the philosophy of science for years and years and years. You go into any philosophy of science professor's room and you will see Michael Polanyi's book there sitting front and center. And he warned scientists not to make the cardinal blunder of thinking that science is going to explain everything. For example, if you're a scientist and you're in the laboratory and you're doing your experimentation looking for a scientific single vision of life, here's my question for you. What scientific imperative tells you that you must be honest in your findings? That's not a scientific argument. That is a philosophical argument, an argument of why you should be truthful. Do we expect our scientists to tell the truth? Do we expect the findings to be revealed as truth? Science may get us to many, many hills that we can climb and arrive at, but the ultimate question of life is going to be one of meaning and purpose and loving relationships. That will not come to you from a scientific single vision of life. but science will never be able to answer the questions of love, meaning, and purpose. And if the scientific premises turn out to be true, that we are the random collocation of atoms, of time plus matter plus chance, you will be left with no moral perspective on which to condemn anybody who chooses to behead someone in public and gloat over it, because those are moral issues we are dealing with, and science doesn't deal with morality. And if it talks about the evolution of morality, then it is deterministic, and if it is deterministic, it is not making a true assertion. And therefore, if it says that morality is not true, the assertion itself either claims to be true or is not true. And if it claims to be true, then it goes beyond science. So I just tell you, they've got a big gap between science and ultimate metaphysics, and that gap can only be filled by true thought that is coherent and corresponding to reality.